In today's video, I'm going to share about toxic thinking and how it ruled my life and how I was able to kick the habit. For as long as I could remember, I thought negative thoughts. I went over every detail of something I said in a conversation or what was said to me, picked it apart. I never did well enough in that conversation or whatever it was that I was beating myself up about. It became a habit, like a lifelong habit. And as I grew older, it just got worse. And I would really let my thoughts run away with me, run away with my day, run away with how I thought about myself. It trashed my self esteem. I was never the hero in my story, I was never the hero in my thinking. It was so toxic. But I didn't know that. I didn't really get how my thoughts were creating the situations that then I would kind of stew about and perseverate on. It was like this never ending loop that I was in. And when I finally discovered that thinking the thoughts that I was thinking, there's that loop again, was really creating the situations which weren't working out for me. And then I went to this Unleash the Power Within. Now, how many people have gone to this? But I went to this program with some good friends of mine, and we walked the hot coals. We did it. We actually were not together when we walked on the hot coals, because when I do tell people about that experience, they will say, "Well, you were kind of like a mass hypnosis or delusion," and I was very aware of what I was doing, and I wasn't around people that I knew, and there were about 11,000 or 12,000 people at that event. And it was quite an experience to realize that what I thought really did affect what I experienced. And in what more acute way can that happen to you than when you are actually on hot coals? And it changed so many things for me that weekend that I went to that program. It turned things upside down for me. At the time, I would drive an hour plus, sometimes up to 2 hours, to get to work and to come back from work. So I had a lot of time to think, a lot. I wasn't somebody who liked to listen to audiobooks, wasn't a real fan of the radio. I had heard every song already. So I just was thinking a lot. So after I went to that program of Mr. Robbins and I really looked at how I was thinking, I got to understand how horrible my thoughts were and the kind of world I was creating in my own head. And step by step, I started to change my thoughts. And it was not easy. It was one of the most difficult things I have ever done. And I replaced those thoughts one by one with things that I actually wanted to experience. And I created a vision board with the types of experiences that I wanted to have to experience in my life. I put a lot of work into it. I was lucky that I did have friends that were on the same journey with me. But despite if I had company or not, it's an inside job. Everything had to come from me. My determination was from inside. So over the years, I would say maybe 3 years, I started to look at my life differently. I was actually enjoying my life. It didn't matter if I was having interactions with people who maybe weren't having a great day, and didn't matter, right? It bounced off me. It sort of like was water off a duck's back because my experience was that I was stable and I was happy and I was living my dreams. And then my dreams started to become reality. The biggest thing I wanted was a life partner. I wanted a husband. I wanted to be married. And I got married. I met somebody that I was astonished that this person was such a perfect match for me. that they were aligned with my values and with my goals. And it's like, where the heck did you come from? I've been really wallowing about that for a while. I've been feeling really negative about it. And then again, after I made that change and really decided that, okay, this is what I want. This is who I want that person to look like, not physically, but their characteristics, and made the vision board about the relationship that I wanted to have. And then lo and behold, it was not a magic wand, but it sure did feel that way. And I have to say, thank goodness that I was on that journey, because if I wasn't, it would have passed me by. So the journey is turning that toxic thinking into positive thinking, being my own hero in the story that is going on in my own brain, and believing that my thoughts create my reality. And the way that I figured it out is by testing it and experimenting with it. So now that I'm a therapist, but now I have moved my practice into more of coaching, because when I work with my clients in a coaching point of view, we can explore all of the universal laws that are changing our lives by the way we interact with them. And one of those universal laws is the law of attraction. So when I'm with a coaching client, I go through the same steps that changed my life, and I work with that person on what their life purpose is, what their life goals are, life, their bucket list that they absolutely must have. And for me, again, it was that I wanted that relationship. I wanted to have a true partnership. That was on my bucket list. And every day I worked toward that goal by doing the inside work. It had nothing to do with looking outside of myself for somebody. It was all about myself and who I was and who I was becoming, then attracted that person who was aligned with who I was and who I was becoming every day. So with my clients, we go through the same steps and we dive deep, because this is the life. This is the one life. Let's live it. Let's go for it. And what do we got to lose? So toxic thinking, now I recognize it from a mile away. If there's something in my mind that is not positive, or I just can't find a way to, if you will, turn that frown upside down, I abandon it. I push it away, and I go general and go to something I know will make me happy. For me, it's, going outside and looking at a flower. I've got rose bushes. I've got hibiscus that the hummingbirds love. So I know I can stand out there for about 5 minutes and I'm going to see a hummingbird. And I'm very blessed and grateful that that uplifts my vibration. It makes me happy. And it's a general elevation of vibration, so that then I could maybe go back to the topic that I'm in that toxic space about, and I'll have a better shot at raising my vibration on that specific. So when I can't get some clarity or some elevated vibration around a specific topic, I go general and just make sure that I feel happy. And that's not something that we're very encouraged to do in this world, is to just be happy. Could maybe pet the cat or play with the dog, go out and see a hummingbird. It really brings us to that higher vibration of emotion, so that we can then start to feel better about the other things that are a little bit more tricky and more difficult to raise up that vibration. So I hope you found this video helpful. I hope that there are some tips in here that you can bring forth into your own life. Experiment, 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 right? Just test it out. What have you got to lose? If you start to think positive about a specific thing, and then wait and watch and see how that changes. And then you can show your own self how this works, that your thoughts create your reality. So change what you're thinking, you'll change your reality. I hope that you found this information helpful. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. And I hope that you will start a positive thinking practice today.